Coming up next.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 51 back in 2017, we are inside NRG Stadium in Houston. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Los Angeles Rams and the Houston Texans. We welcome everybody again alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin and CD. We've got an interesting test here today. One of the league's best passing games and one of the best pass defenses set to square up and see who can perform better in a high-profile matchup.
And you and I talk about all the time how fortunate we are to be in this position and be around these types of games. And as jacked up as these fans are, how about these two teams? They've been looking forward to testing themselves against what is considered the best on the other side. This is going to be a lot of fun, a very exciting battle headed our way.
And we are underway from Houston. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it in the middle of the schedule. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. On play action, they'll throw. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 33 yards that time.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. He'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Good footwork at the 30. About 3 yards there to the 27. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. A play action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Rams get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
They go play action here on first down. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Matt Judon able to record his 5th sack of the season. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously. Led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the edge. And those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though. And they could barely get a glove on him.
Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yard.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll wind up getting this to the 32. A play that started at the 16, and that's how many yards they get. First down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be second down. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Now he's going to go deep down the left side. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Back to throw again. This is intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 21-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Texans back out there and ready to go. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. They're going to look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now the Rams have got it. Going the other way. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick slant, that's caught by the 5'11" Landry. And the Rams are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Following up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in-vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. And his kick here is good. And the route is on. It's 24-0. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though?
when they only gave up the field goal, and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive, a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Results in a 4th down.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Oh, what a move. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit. And they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he gets this one across midfield for the 1st down to the 46. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
A gain of 4 yards. 1st down, Rams.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports.
Texans, nothing.
The Rams with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
And that's knocked away and incomplete. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right, and this will stay a 3-score game at 24.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Sacks, a growing theme in this 1st half. This is 2nd and long. They'll set up a throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. This offense on 3rd down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Going to throw right side here, complete.
And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Looking to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
The tackle made by DeMarre Campbell.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
On 3rd down. Incomplete in the end zone. It's now 4th down.
And his kick is good. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the LA offense ready for this next possession.
And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the posts. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Well, the drive starts with a completion left side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play.
Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll set up to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 35. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 35-yard line. Back to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game. That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction. And that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them. And now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
The 30, 10, 5, and they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD.
Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And this is up and good. That'll make it a score now of 24-10. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This taken in at the goal line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back to throw here. Now they go screen. It's complete. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
Boy, that was certainly well read defensively, and the key to any screen play is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackle him for just a short gain.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Dancing to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in his first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
2nd and long. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Right where they set him down started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing left side, it's complete. He's going to pick up the first down and then some. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they're thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball to come in his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. 2nd quarter action, 1:56 remaining. Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So on 4th down, Sean McVay going to send out the field goal unit from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete.
And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, hauled in by Campbell.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And this one is right down Broadway.
That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. So we've come to halftime. It's the visiting Rams taking the lead to the break. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the league here in the unofficial midway point, Week 8 of the NFL season. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And it's the Cowboys on top.
Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. As we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the 3rd quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the 3rd quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. But to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now. I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it.
but a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
I'd say he's not panicked yet. Let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now fourth down.
So that was a very nice play, Charles, from a very speedy cornerback.
And I think really good defenders can sniff out those screen passes. Just something that they can feel, something that they can sense about how the quarterback drops back or how the linemen are just a little slow to block the oncoming rushers. He read it perfectly. Got in there and made the play.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one, better than 20 miles an hour.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Marcus Davenport picks up his second sack of the afternoon. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, and talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said. And they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. Now back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Aaron Donald coming in and dropping for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Here comes the Rams punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
Houston's offense taking over again. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
It's a gain of 4.
They'll look to throw here. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The Texans send the punter out as he's on here to punt it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
L.A. set to take over again on offense.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They go play action here on first down. Now he steps away, and he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll drop to throw. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Aaron Donald able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
The job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They're going to look to throw. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch and turn upfield and pick up the first down.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Flush to his right. 20! And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Bottom line is that he is just something else as a runner, because there are not many QBs in this league who can rip off a game that big, and he did it with the defense giving him a little extra attention after he hit him on a run earlier this series.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. 2nd and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. From 3 yards out. And the Rams have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Rams offense now making their way out to take over.
And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
The ball carried by number 23. Tackled at the 21-yard line. 2-yard gain on the play.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Rams on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. This defense not budging, back-to-back carries of just 2 yards. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
The Texans getting set here to take over again on offense. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking for Campbell downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Excellent coverage on the play from Trayvon Merrick.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
3rd down pass to the sideline and incomplete. Results in a 4th down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the 2nd half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, and ends up spilling it for a loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. And that is incomplete.
I think it's fair to say they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
So on 4th down, Sean McVay going to send out the field goal unit. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Intended for number 15, incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring it 3rd down. I hate to say it, he's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd. They'll set up to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken out of bounds all the way down near the 35-yard line. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Back to throw again. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to and it's out. He put it on the carpet. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 44 yards rushing for him now to this point. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's going to have a Rams first down as he gets this up to the 24-yard line. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
Another carry for the running back. Aaron Donald on the stop. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 26-yard line.
On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here comes the Rams punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. Houston set to take over. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Throwing middle, and it's complete. They'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down.
Number 82. It's a gain of 7.
They'll look to throw again. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
An 11-yard loss.
So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. He'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. They'll set up a throw. He's going to let it fly. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. Well, CD, that helps the home team as they try to erase this deficit, give them the penalty for pass interference on the defense.
Yeah, and they certainly haven't been happy with what they've seen so far, have they? They're certainly hoping that that call now might get the fans back into this one. Now this one into the hands of the tight end, Hayden Hurst. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And the Rams are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone, I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious, so you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. And he'll take this one only up to about the 21. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game.
So the L.A. Rams with a victory here. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for L.A., they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for Houston, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville.